unconstitutional and therefore made our ballot measure the law, raising wages for 1.2 million workers in Michigan to $15 an hour plus tips. We were celebrating. We said this is the most historic moment. Michigan just became the first state east of the Mississippi to end this legacy of slavery. Come February, very sadly, a few Democrats sided with Republicans to roll back tipped workers' wages by 50%, a $2.5 billion pay cut in the midst of an affordability crisis. And then you ask yourself, why does Trump win? Why do people hate Democrats? When these things happen, I have people call me or text me and say, this is why we hate Democrats. Because they give up on working people. They sell out on working people. Not all of them. We're all Democrats, many of us. But some do. And when they do, it really sends a signal to working people that they don't matter. Last year, 2024, during the election, Trump campaigned on no taxes on tips. And a lot of our folks said, listen, Saru, we know this is pandering. 2/3 of tipped workers don't even earn enough to be eligible to pay federal income tax. We know it's pandering, but at least he thinks we're important enough to pander to. The other side has never even named tipped workers in a presidential debate. Never thought we were important enough to include in a minimum wage increase. Never thought we were important enough to seek our votes. And what happens when we don't think they're important enough? 14 million people say, well, the other side doesn't care about us. At least he thinks we're important enough to pander to. We'll either stay home or we'll vote for the other guy. So this is how we lose, is by not paying attention to what half of America is experiencing right now, which is the worst affordability crisis in the history of the United States. We've been looking at the inflation reporting. Do you know the inflation since COVID is more than double the rate it has been in the last 75 years of inflation in the United States of America? More than double. So for a working person earning $4 an hour, working 3 jobs, often living in their car, the idea that eggs are now 3 times what they used to be, or meat or milk, is just untenable, let alone housing. So we are looking at a referendum that will overturn what the majority of Republicans and minority of Democrats did to us. It's a referendum that would annul that bill and restore the big win we had in 2024, the Supreme Court victory. We have petitions. We'd love you to sign them. We'd love your help to collect the signatures. Thank you for donating today. It helps us hire workers, pay them a living wage to go out and collect these signatures. Once we turn them in March, we actually get our raise, because the minute we turn in the signatures and they're certified, the Secretary of State says they're enough, the bill gets annulled, the Supreme Court decision goes into effect, and 400,000 workers will get a raise in May.
Wow.
And that would be so for anybody who's worried about the election, about getting people like Ellie elected, part of it is having good candidates, yes. But please know that a big part of it is also getting masses of people who right now feel incredibly disillusioned with the political system and both sides of the aisle and all politicians, giving them a reason to show up to the ballot. And the reason is going to be on the ballot this year, it's their wages. Mm-hmm. It's the economy, stupid, right? Mm-hmm. And so giving them a reason to show up in 26 and then keep going for a living wage in 28, giving them another reason to show up in a presidential election in such an important state like Michigan. This is the key to the future. As Ali said, this is how we save our democracy. I'll just close by saying that there's been so much good work, defense, fighting, resistance to everything that's happening. And what I'm hearing from workers on the ground is that the idea of saving democracy or fighting fascism is very, honestly, distant, remote, not within their worldview. Because they say to me, I work 3 jobs and I earn $4. What has democracy done for me lately? And so to answer that question, we have to show that democracy can deliver on wages, on the cost of living, on the things they're saying are their top issues, so that they feel it's worth saving, so that they will join us in a fight to save democracy. There is no other world in which these people, these working people, our working people of Michigan, can have the time and the space and the capacity to engage on climate issues or reproductive justice or anything else we care about, or even just to turn out to vote. So we really thank you for your support. We ask that you please get other people engaged, sign the petitions, volunteer, or help us recruit volunteers to collect these petitions by March. And most of all, thank you so much to Jane. Over the last 2 days, we've gone and met with the labor movement, we've gone to black churches, we've gone to big donor events and Democratic Party events, and so much enthusiasm in the state, but a lot of it is due to Jane coming and pointing out, using her amazing platform to say, this is something we should be paying attention to. So thank you so much.